Our city, our nation, and people from across the world came together, putting aside any prior differences, supporting one another through difficult times, and emerging stronger than ever. That, more than any eulogy, was the greatest tribute we could pay to those that we lost. And this museum, more than any history book, will keep that spirit of unity alive. And I'm glad to say that thanks to a grant from the Helmsley Charitable Trust, the museum will be free of charge for New York State school group visits during the next 2 years. And we have from the Helmsley Foundation Trust, Tamara Fox and Kevin Kavanaugh. Thank you both, and I'm sure that all of those involved in the trust have a smile on their face today.
Not all history museums are situated at the very site where history was made. The specificity of our location requires that we focus intently on what happened here, and also at the Pentagon, in the sky above us, and in Somerset County, Pennsylvania on that terrible day 13 years ago. At the heart of our program, we remember those who were killed as a result of the 9/11 attacks, and also in the World Trade Center bombing on February 26, 1993.
There are roughly 3,000 families that think that this is a good idea, and there's roughly a dozen that don't. No matter what you do, not everybody is going to be on board, and we have a democracy, and we have to respect the views of those who were not happy about it. But in the end, you have to make a decision and do what you think is right, and I think this is what most of the families, the board members, and lots of people we talked to thought was appropriate. The remains that are unidentified are under the control of the New York City Medical Examiner's Office. He or she has a laboratory and storage facilities that nobody else can enter. There is a room right next to them for family members that want to come and have private time to reflect, to pray, to remember, and only the families will ever be let into that room. In terms of challenges, at the very beginning, there were a lot of people who just did not think that we'd ever get this done. It's easy to criticize, it's easy to say why something's a bad idea. There are fortunately people who don't think about that, they just think about what's right and let's get on with it. And I think that's what we did. And there was a turning point. John Whitehead, one of the great Americans and great New Yorkers there ever was, went and raised $150 million in pledges. But because there was so many people saying, oh, it's not going to get done, it's too this or that, the other thing, that those pledges were not being turned into dollars that were sent to the foundation. I think we assuaged their concerns, and we convinced everybody that in fact this was going to get done.